How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Need for Speed ProStreet, and it should be the last stream today, unless there is a specific track that will filter me, which is Willow Springs, but let's pray that doesn't happen. But yeah, before worrying about Willow Springs, I have to do some drifting, because I need to do the drift king first, and to do that I need to unlock it, so I need to do 3 drift records. I don't know if any of this has 3 drift events, so it's easier that way. Probably not. I think that I've seen 2 drift events at most in any of this, so yeah, I don't think you're gonna find one with 3. Doesn't matter, because you can just grab one from one place and another one from the other. So for example, we could go here, right? Not sure if it's a good idea, because some tracks are easier than others. So, you know, I don't even know why I bother picking anything else here. Wait, hold up, yeah, Corvette for drift, and then the rest doesn't matter. Because yeah, the only thing oh, it warned me there because it has a wheelie competition, and the Civic that I picked cannot possibly do that. But that doesn't matter, I'm only here for drift, and both of these don't have the record taken, so we're gonna be doing that. Assuming I can. I mean, I still think that the drift events are trash, but hey, maybe I can do them. Like, them being trash and them not being doable are 2 different things. They are not necessarily related, though most of the time they are, but the issue are the drift events that, well, precisely like this one actually, that have walls instead of grass. It's fine. That actually went well. Very well. So it seems that the Corvette can produce 4,000 points. I wouldn't say easily, but it's pretty clear that with a little bit of effort it can. But yeah, as I say, some tracks are so bad that I probably will struggle with them. Yeah, at least for the ones that are not bad, it should be mostly free, since the CPU never does more than 3,000 points, so perfect. Wonder if I can make it to 5,000. It's just that it doesn't really matter. The only thing I need is 3,000, and sometimes not even that. The only annoying thing here is that it's basically gonna be drift after drift, which is not very exciting. Well, to be honest, the drag races were also not pretty exciting, so yeah, I guess this is pretty similar to that. It's a shame that I get to use the Corvette on the 2 most boring categories in the game, and that didn't count as damage, by the way. Pretty funny. No damage. What you saw there, no, it wasn't damage, it was an illusion. Right. So breaking the record here is trivial. Not sure in this one if it's gonna be trivial. And after beating this one, I only need 1 more and we unlock the... oh, another Corvette. And we unlock the King Days for drift. Hey, I'm still a little bit afraid, because the King Days, if they happen in certain locations, it has the potential to be so annoying. Yeah, that hurt. For example, locations, or rather tracks like this one, are not very nice at all. They are basically too narrow. You barely have room to do anything. That being said, it will be enough to win. not sure if it will be enough to get the record though. Keep in mind that the previous one, with how good it was, if it wasn't for the no damage bonus, I'm not sure if I would have gotten the record. And this one we already don't have the no damage bonus, so... And my rear is about to fall off. It's a little bit funny, I gotta say. Ah, shit. I'm surprised it didn't fall off there. It should have. And maybe I cannot actually make the record happen for this one. I mean, at least in terms of points, it's not as incredible as the previous one, but I don't think I'm doing badly. If I could get one with 4,000, it would be nice though. Will feel more safe that way. See, it's possible that here I might not actually win get the track record. That completely obliterates my front, but all that counts as a score, so why not? I don't know if I wanna see what my front... it could look worse. Yeah, I'm dominating the track by dropping parts of my car on it. I'm marking territory, I guess. At least that's 4,000, so not bad. Will that be enough for the record? I think it isn't. Because I think it's 8,700, right? Oh, it actually is enough, nice. But probably the other one was the one with that amount. Okay, so with that, leave the race day and just need one more record. Right? I mean, I'm gonna double check, but it should be only one, right? Correct, only one. So, which one could I go for? This one, for example? What track is this? No, don't show dominate. Okay, Portland International Raceway. Don't remember where that was, but I guess we can try. Nothing of this matters, it's only the drift that matters. Well, there's only one drift event here, so we cannot really choose. Oh, at least that's... well, it looks simple, but whether it will be simple to actually get 4,000, I don't know. The record is 8,600, so that means that you will need 4,100, right, to get the record. It's theoretically only one corner, one long corner and a chicane. So it should be doable. Well, not if I do that. I'm not sure if it's gonna be that doable actually. Though I got 7,000 points on the record, so that means that with the Pontiac I should have gotten like at least 3,000 points. So if I could get at least 3,000 with the Pontiac, I should be able to get it with this one. I wanna believe. No, apparently this is not enough. And I guess I'll never understand how this shit with drift works. Like, to me it's just impossible to comprehend what's the logic behind it. Like, sometimes it feels like it works perfectly, sometimes it does. I mean, I can start drifting from here, I know, but feel like that's gonna fuck up your angle for this anyway, so doesn't seem like you want to. Well, that was good. It was pretty much 4,000, but it isn't enough to... Oh, actually the no damage bonus saved me there. If it wasn't for that no damage bonus, I wouldn't have gotten the record. Nice. Well, that unlocks the King Day, but yeah, it's still very confusing. And well, in the King Day here, well, there's probably gonna be some margin. So like you probably don't need to win every single event, but depending on the location, it could be very annoying. So the Drift King Aki Kimura is on an RH7. Cool. And did I see that right? There's... Oh no, never mind. There are still 3 King Days before the duel. Alright. The same as the other ones. Well, at least you have to... You know, you have quite some events to pick. There are some places where where as much as I try getting good score is very hard because of the super close walls. Hopefully here at least they are, even if it's a location that... Well, this one doesn't seem to be one that is limited by walls too much, but if we get a location that is limited by walls, at least I hope that some of the variants are not limited by walls. The problem here is that they are very slow corners rather than being limited by walls. I mean, they are both annoying. Yeah, that was bad. I could have done a better drift on the first corner though. Well, and here, even though the final score matters to beat the race day faster, at the end of the day the most important thing is winning, since that's what's gonna make the biggest difference when it comes to score. Okay, that was a better drift. That was not quite, but yeah, I'm just getting 2,000 here. That ain't good. Yeah, at least you have 6 drift events. And my car is not looking pretty nice right now. That wasn't a bad score, but not enough for first. Well, barely not enough. But unfortunately, the difference between second and first place are 2,000 points. It's not a lot. I will say that it's annoying enough. It's fine. Yeah, here, outside of trying all of them, you don't have too many ways to know which ones are more doable or not. The issue is that with the average score basically being 8,000, feels like you kinda have to do all of the events. It's gonna make it even more repetitive than it already is, you know? Not a big fan of that. Wait, why didn't that count? I was not outside the track there. Damn it, that would have been a pretty good drift if it actually counted it properly. God damn it. it's very easy to go off track right there. Okay, well, that's enough to win at least. Good. Yeah, basically here, if you get a score of 3,500 and you win, obviously, that's gonna be 8,000 points in total. If you get the no damage bonus, that's like 8,500, which is cool, I guess. You don't get more than that, so differently from some of the other categories, you won't get an insane score in a single event just because. Unless the track for some reason gives you an insane amount of score, like you can reach 5,000 or something, it's not really gonna matter too much. What do you want? A pretty nice show. Shame that we're still like 2 days away from getting to him. With that score objective, I'm pretty sure I have to do them all. That's gonna be so annoying. That's really gonna be very annoying. It's fine. Gotta become the Drift King, you know? Has to happen. Ooh, these are some very messed up corners. Then I thought that, you know what, sometimes it works that you crash against the pillar and it counts you finishing without counting the hit. Didn't work that one time, unfortunately. It's fine. This might be some very good points. Shame that I already fumbled the no damage bonus, but I'm gonna fumble it even more. But at some point, if you get damage enough, it doesn't really matter, because you don't get any bigger penalty going from like minor damage to major damage, right? Like, it's only within light damage, depends on how much you damage the car, you get a little bit of points instead of all the 500 ones. With the damage that, I mean, just with the first hit, I'm pretty sure that that's enough to not get anything. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Okay. Yeah, those 5,000 are gonna be nice at least. So that's enough to win the event, but not to dominate, obviously. And that's a very small amount of cash. And that's also a very small amount of cash. I mean, at least here I'm gonna use marker to repair, but if I didn't have markers, this would be a nightmare, I guess. And these two are very long ones. Them being very long is not necessarily a bad thing, but how many are remaining? Okay, if I win 2 more events, that should be enough points. Well, it also could not be enough points if I only get 3,000 on the 2 events. That will be 7,500. And that doesn't add up to 14,000. Wait, no, it does. Sorry, I'm stupid. But it was 14,000, right? I think it is. Never mind. If it was 14,000, then yes. By getting only 3,000 points on the drift score, that's enough to dominate the day. Ah, shit. Also, there's something I should realize. Probably should have realized sooner, but the reason why the scoring here is so confusing is that the scoring is very heavily relative to how long the event is. So there are some drifts that in some tracks will give you more score because they are smaller, but this track, for example, that is quite long for being a drift event, some drift give you very little score. So that's also what can make it so confusing. Like, not every drift is equal even when they are actually equal, you know? Even if you do the exact same drift in two different events, the points they give you can be completely different. Hey, I'm not a fan of the way they count the score for drifting. It's very, very annoying. And also, I mean, it is something that I think doesn't matter too much, but I feel like from a player perspective, it's also not as satisfying as something like Need for Speed Carbon, where you can get a very fat multiplier and suddenly you have the number go super high. Here, it feels like scoring in one of those like very, very old games that usually tend to have low digits for total score, like very, very old arcade games. So seeing small numbers is not very exciting. I mean, I personally don't care that much because at the end of the day I just want to beat the event, you know. But yeah, if we're talking about player satisfaction, I think that these numbers are quite small. At the same time, by making the numbers small, it also makes it so the disparity is not that big. Because by making very big numbers, you also are probably gonna make the opponents have big numbers, and I feel like if anything, that's just gonna add more complexity to what you need to do. But maybe it's not a bad thing. I don't know. I can repair that with just cash. And yeah, we can do only one more, and as long as we win, that's more than enough to dominate the event. I hope that I win. Now the issue if there is a very shitty track during the King duel, there's nothing you can do there, because in those you are supposed to win them all to beat the King. You cannot simply win a couple and then leave another one out. Like, there you have to win them all. And winning against the King has the exact same difficulty as winning against like a regular event, because the only thing that matters is that you're the best scorer. So yeah, that will be a problem if the King duel happens in like that Japanese highway track. That will be so annoying. And I straight up don't know if I can win. I hope, but I wouldn't be very sure. Yeah, you never know. There are still a couple of race days left before going for the duel anyway, so no need to hurry yet. Nice score. I mean, not like it matters here, as I say, just by winning you already dominate this anyway, so So there were two competitors that totaled their car somehow. Pretty funny. Alright. And I got no damage there. Drivetrain package. Pretty cool. Okay. So dominated that one. Onto this other one that takes place in... Okay. So this is the place that I mentioned, the Tokyo Dockyard. This is probably the worst location to do drift, so don't be surprised if we're stuck here for a while. At least by this being here, I want to assume that it means that it's not gonna be on the King's Duel. But I mean, it's very annoying regardless. Like, these are the hardest drift tracks in the game, simply because of the walls. Like, there is not such a thing as having half of your car in the grass to drift, no. Here you hit the wall and you hit the wall, you know. So the angles have to be extremely precise. Not to mention they also put some obstacles into some of this, because it wasn't enough to be as bullshit as it is already, so... That's unfortunately very shitty score. It also seems like the textures in these docks don't really work very well. Like, they already been flickering when I did that duel against the Showdown King, and they were going crazy. They are also going crazy here. But it seems that it's something with this particular track that doesn't like the textures for some reason. Ooh, that was very good, because unlike that one, it didn't actually crash. Fortunately, here it seems that it will be like 2000 is the most I can get here, huh? That's bad. And very dead last place here. Yeah, and I mean, I know that this is supposed to be a relatively long track, so every drift is gonna feel very low on points because of it. I feel like when I go through like the final chicane, they could have given me so much more score, and they don't. They just don't want to give it away. I think it's in this one. Yeah, it's in this one. I hear, as you can see, I barely get score. I don't know exactly why I don't. It's very awkward. Yeah, that was terrible. Like, dead last place, I basically got like only at like 2000 points, and that's it. Dead last place. So yeah, as I say, we're gonna be stuck here for a while. As much as I would prefer not to, this is gonna suck a lot. I should at least hope that this car is enough. I don't have any reason to think it won't be enough, but I mean, I also know how it will be better. I don't know anything about tuning, so... Yeah, you can basically forget about getting the bonus for... God damn it, dude. Getting the bonus for no damage, that's not gonna happen here. The testers, as you can see, are doing their thing. This is gonna be terrible. I don't know what else to do. I could try tweaking the tuning, but since the scoring system is so stupidly cryptic, I don't even know what could make it better. Like maybe going more horizontal on the drift, maybe having more speed, I don't know. I mean, even if I knew what I wanted to do, I wouldn't know what to change in tuning to achieve it anyway, so it's a moot point no matter what. Seems like it's gonna be 2000 like the other one, huh? Yeah, that will be dead last again. At this point, how am I beating this? Like, what magic should I conjure? There goes that bucket. I'm not sure if it was a bucket, but whatever it was, there it goes. You know, 2000 and nothing more than 2000. Dead last place again. Yeah, I don't know, dude. This ain't looking... Oh, I didn't mean to use casual, it doesn't matter. And basically the other one... These are basically a repeat. It's the exact same shit. Even... Well, doesn't have the same records, but... Like, if I couldn't do them... Like, on the first ones, there is no way I can do them on the last ones. Because, I mean, even if they are in reverse, it won't change anything. So that's a problem. Hopefully this one, which is the last variant, is better, but I kinda doubt it. Yeah, that's a way to change the drift direction. I mean, it works. So quite wild. Right there, I do a super long drift and the score that I get is so shitty, dude. Like, legitimately, what do you want me to invent? You know, make miracles. If the score doesn't wanna come, I cannot do anything about that. Hitting the wall actually fucked me up there. And it's not like going faster is always better. And sometimes going faster doesn't really change the scoring at all, so... Maybe it's a matter of doing it through like the optimal lane or something. Otherwise I don't understand what it might want from me. Like, if you don't do it through the intended racing line, you get less points. Because at this point it's pretty clear that having more speed doesn't always translate into getting an exponentially higher score. I mean, considering that the previous Need for Speed games had certain areas that gave you more points. It's possible that it's the same here, but they don't really show it to you. Maybe it's by going close to the wall, I guess, but I mean, I'm also doing that, sometimes unwillingly, you know. I'm gonna do one more of this, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna try to see the tuning, but this is not looking promising at all. Well, I also should check the tuning on the Lamborghini, since I also need to do the grip events. And the problem is that against the Showdown King, it also takes place in this city, so good luck with that. Also, by the way, this isn't even in reverse. This is legitimately the exact same track as the previous event. So they couldn't even bother to make reverse variants. Nice, pretty cool. Trying to put content when there is none. I mean, at that point, why do you even bother doing 6 events? Put 3 events with a like lower score to reach, you know? Otherwise, what the fuck is even the point? I also don't understand how sometimes you get nitro drift points and some other times you don't, even though I use the nitro in both cases, right? So why some of them count and some others don't? It's a mystery. It's an absolute mystery. So for example, right there, no nitro bonus whatsoever, despite doing pretty much the whole drift with nitro. Unless you want me to use the nitro before I start the drift. That's the only thing I could think of. I feel like that doesn't make much sense. I tried to keep it going through the wall. Didn't really work. Okay. Well, the thing is that this ain't gonna work, so I need to look at the tuning and see what to do about it. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Alright. Go to the garage. Yeah, the Corvette. So... suspension, front shock, compression rate. See, like, I don't understand what any of this means, dude. And I'm pretty sure 99% of the people that play this game also don't. So yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. You see, probably this does help a lot. But how will you know? The gear ratios, at least I know, but... I also know if it will help too much here. Well, the brake doesn't matter because I'm not even using the brake in the first place, so... Yeah, I can't believe that this game is calling me things here. The nitrous thing, it could be useful, I guess, for increasing the speed quickly, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the suspension is the thing that matters the most here, and I have no fucking clue how any of this will help. I don't know, dude. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Well, what we could do... What happens if we put everything soft? I mean, maybe for drifting it will have to be stiff. I have no clue. The ride height... That's funny. Hey, let's just put everything like this, okay? Low tire pressure, yeah. All of this shit. Like, this probably obviously not gonna work, but... Hey, if what I'm already doing doesn't work, might as well try different things, you know? I mean, if you don't know what those things do, might as well do trial and error. So yeah, this is gonna be my trial and error. See how it goes. Probably not very well, but... Though I insist that here the issue is not really the configuration of the car. It's simply that this track is a piece of shit and that's it. The car can only do so much. At least the car moves, so I didn't completely fuck it up. Wow. Actually, the steering is somehow even worse. I mean, I'm not surprised that the results are worse since I basically just did random shit without thinking, but... That doesn't seem like it helps at all. At the same time, it's not like I will be able to tell you what the difference is. Like, yes, the handling is worse. And so what? Like, I'm not sure how it's worse, I just know it's worse. So I don't think I can do much with this information. I mean, I could try putting everything on stiff instead of soft, but will that work? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I also wonder what will happen if I make the first gear super long. Seems like it probably will work, right? Maybe not, I don't know. Well, I know that this is not working. So yeah, a little bit useless changes that I did. Yeah, I guess I could try putting everything on stiff just to also try to see the difference, but at this point I'm pretty much lost. Also, wait, whatever I did took the tier down to 2. That's pretty funny. Oh, you can view details. Okay, a softer setting will allow you to soak up the bumps at the expense of handling. For best result, okay. So if it's about bumps, I don't really care. I just make it stiff. There are no bumps on the drift events. It should be matched with the shock compressing system. Okay, I believe you. Must be matched to shock compressor. Okay, well, if it must be matched, why the fuck don't you make it the same option? Yeah, like, what's the point? So it seems that this is match with your suspension. If you set the car too high, the car will roll in the corners and handle poorly. Set it too low and the car will bottom out and cause handling problems. Well, make it in the middle then, I guess. Seems more of an aesthetic choice. The size of the roll helps with understeer. If the car tends to wash out in the corners and you want better turn in, increase the value, but be careful, too much can cause oversteer. Well, oversteer is exactly what we need in drifting, so might as well. More pressure will make the car understeer. More pressure in the rear will make the car oversteer. Oh, I getcha. So that means that you want that one low and this one high, right? Toe is the amount by which your front wheels point inward or outward. I have no clue what this means, so I'm just leaving it in the middle. Increased tire grip at the expense of top speed. So, wait, it increases, you mean by being positive it increases it? Hard track and straight line speed. Yeah, no, you want that in negative, I guess. Steering response ratio. I don't know what this means, so I'm leaving it in the middle. Alright, well, this probably is not gonna work either, but at least we can try. And apparently, that made the tier go up to 3, so I guess it works. Nice. Maybe, or maybe not. Only one way to find out. Well, at least I also saw those settings should help with the Lamborghini that struggles a lot with steering. Like, I could actually make the steering not so shit. Also, I don't understand, like, the markers, how are they given to me? Why do I have 2 more than before? Like, what? And on the previous one I had 23 and I used 1, so I got 22, and now I have 24. Like, for what? For changing the blueprint or what? Was it the... like Santa Claus that gave it to me? We are pretty far from Christmas, you know? Well, I can kinda notice the car being slightly, very slightly more responsive, but I don't know. I feel like it's still not gonna be enough. Mostly because, well, that looks like it is more score than the previous attempts, but I think I probably sacrificed too much acceleration. And you do need acceleration for this. Another thing I could try is what I initially say, that maybe you could make the first gear longer, since you don't really need to upshift here. But will that really help? I'm not sure. Theoretically you want to stay in first gear, right? I don't know if that will make the acceleration better though, probably not. But since you wouldn't have to worry about reaching the red line, I guess it will maybe reach better speed. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, all of that is pretty nice and everything, but this is not really giving me more score, which is the only thing that matters, you know? Though at least with this information I could try the tuning the Lamborghini to give it more, like, better handling. Just that I have to read every option one by one again, which kinda sucks, honestly, but... yeah. I feel like this chicane here is very badly done, the fact that it doesn't give you shit. Well, could have been worse, but... well, actually, no, it couldn't have been worse. Nice. Good to know. Damn. I will try another track just to see if at least it makes a difference somewhere else, but... I don't think it will make a difference anywhere. I think that I'm basically dead, no matter what. I might as well check. Changing the behavior of the nitro should also probably help me. Like making it shorter but make it increase the speed higher. Yeah, okay, hold up. Since this seems like it's gonna be an absolute waste of time and very, very cancerous to find the sweet spot, I think I will just simply leave that for later, and I'm gonna go with the Lamborghini now. For racing, obviously, not for drifting, not to mention it cannot even drift, so... Alright. So here. This one, leave it as it is, because you will have bumps. But no, it's about here, right? Increasing the size of the roll bar helps with understeer. If the car tends to wash out in corners and you want better turn-in, then increase the value. I'm gonna go all in simply because this understeers way too much. More pressure on the rear will make it oversteer. Okay, so we can do something like this so it's not that it's saturated, maybe. I'm not sure if this one's help. Stability, well, not yet, I guess. I think that I'll leave these ones as they are. Not sure. Actually, I don't remember how much handling it had before. Because I have a feeling that I probably, after doing that tuning, it has worse handling, which is kind of the opposite of what I want, you know? We will see. I mean, compared to the GTR, it theoretically has the same handling. It's just that, like, I think that the stats of this game are complete bullshit. That's the problem. I think that the stats on this game really don't represent very well anything. Well, it's fine. I mean, as long as you don't lose too much control with oversteering, it should be fine. But I also know if it makes a significant impact to have really that better handling. I don't think it does. It should seem as stiff as it was before. It really didn't seem like it changed much at all. Like, essentially the problem is that I simply don't have the safety that I feel with the GTR. Like, the GTR basically is, it's like we are one, we are fully connected. I know exactly what I need to do to make it steer, because it's simply that responsive. The problem is that it lacks power, and this one has that power, but unfortunately it lacks in everything else, which is kind of an issue, kind of. I mean, maybe the steering is better, but at the same time, in a race like this, it's hard to tell, because see, I'm in first place now, but is that really that important? Because I'm pretty sure I could win this race with the GTR as well. So I don't know if I tried to win it with the GTR, actually, now that I think about it. I might have tried and I might have failed. So maybe not. Also, how is it going, Yannick? Yeah, the Lambo, unfortunately, not doing very well. It struggles a lot with handling. I did try tuning it, But yeah, essentially my problem aside from the Lambo is also the Corvette. I'm using it for drifting, and unfortunately it's struggling a lot in a very specific track that sucks absolute donkey dick. So yeah, I basically have two problems. And I did tune the suspension for both of them, but I'm not really sure it's doing much at all. So I'm a little bit concerned really that what I'm doing is simply not gonna be enough. On the right side, theoretically, I have a marker for a free car. So I could get a free car whenever I want, but hey, I don't know. I mean, I thought the Lambo was the logical choice because it was the fastest four-wheel car, but maybe I need to deploy the Sonda. It's just that I don't trust the Sonda. The Sonda seems like it will be the perfect car for top speed races, but for this, probably not. I mean, it probably will struggle even more than the Lambo, made worse by the fact that it's a rear wheel, differently from a four-wheeler like this one. Ah, shit. No, I can't fucking believe that, dude. That was so frustrating. Suspension tuning is kinda complicated. Yeah, I noticed that. Damn, that's pretty expensive. I mean, there. Wait, hold up. Someone talk to me on Discord. What do you want? Nothing. Anyways, yeah, I'm not sure what to do. Simple tunings are matching downforce and making gears shorter. Yeah, I could try that. It's just that right now, like, this just seems like it's so not enough, you know? It's so bad. But I already, well, technically I didn't change everything that affects handling. Like, I could still do more, but like, I think these ones were the ones, right? It will increase tire grip. Full negative, fuck that. Okay, so this also negative. Probably just the final drive of the gears. Yeah, but here my problem are not the gears. Like, here my problems is the fact that this thing doesn't turn. Also, this one I'm gonna also match it in. Fuck that shit. I don't think the steering response, I wanna change it. Though here it seems that the power went significantly down for the handling barely going up at all. And the thing about the wind tunnel is that it seems that it's fully configured to have better grip, right? For what I understand, at least. So I really don't know. Like, this is probably not enough either, but if this is not enough, I basically just gotta get another car. Like the Lamborghini just cannot do it. Because what else could I think? You know? Especially when the GTR supposedly having the same handling. No, but the wind tunnel, hold up. By changing it to the other side, it increased the top speed. Like, I know that it looked confusing. I mean, it is confusing to me, but it looked like if you put it on the other side, the top speed increases. And I don't think that's what you want, is it? Like, I know that to me at first it also looked like it was tuned for top speed and not grip. But when I look at it, it feels that, like when I look at the result, if you change it, it increases top speed, so it's just a little bit awkward. At least the handling seems a little bit better right now, but will it be enough for this sector shootout? Oh, someone crashed. That's funny. Wow, why is... I mean, I feel like I'm not going that much slower than these morons. And yet... it seems that I cannot get the sectors for some reason. Oh, it's because of this Rudy Chen guy basically smoking everyone. Okay. Promise that there are 2 sector shootouts, aren't they? Yeah, that's the problem. That's... man, I'm very pissed off. A little bit pissed off. Quite pissed off even. You know, the problem is that stupid ass Porsche. Yeah, that Rudy Chen is the real issue here, and he will always be there to make things worse. Also, I was thinking about the, you know, the drift thingy. Wouldn't you want the drift to have like a longer first gear, since you probably don't want to, you know, get out of that? It was increasing both grip and top speed, really? So why the fuck wasn't that like that from the beginning? That doesn't make any sense. Are you for real? Why would that even be an option? Why wouldn't you want it to increase both of them by default? What? Are you for real? I cannot believe it. Like, why would that even be an option? Like, yes, just put it like that by default. Who will want to have a worse performance? Check what gives more shiz on downforce. Yeah. So there is no disadvantage to simply putting everything at 100%. I can't believe this. Well, and at some point it seems, well, the hood doesn't seem like it changes shit at all. I think that this is simply decorative. Sure. Okay, this seems like it's full decoration. Unless I already maxed everything that I needed to max out. Because this is not changing anything. Or maybe it's only the front bumper that does anything. Okay, sure. I still don't know if that's gonna... I mean, it seems that it will be better, yes, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. I mean, you already saw that... Though you also mentioned having shorter gears. I could do that. Not sure if this thing will help. Start boost. More boost is more power. I don't know if I want to touch... Honestly, I don't know if I want to touch this either. Also, yeah, I think that for the Corvette I need to do a tall first gear ratio. I could try something like that, maybe. Okay, hopefully. Yeah, and while I'm at it, this thing, the Corvette, basically make it so this is like a very tall first ratio. See if that works, because at this point I'm also completely lost with the Corvette. Like, I'm essentially yet again lost. Despite being so little of the game left, I don't really know what works. Well, actually, I'm gonna show you the drift. Like, the drift happens in the dock track, which is the worst track in the game for drift. But I sincerely don't know what can make it better. That's the problem. Like, I feel like I already changed all the settings possible to help me better, and no, maybe I didn't. I mean, I could also install, now that I think about it, the body parts, but I don't know. Wow, amazing, actually. Yeah, that's a great start, actually, very well done. Wow. I feel like making the first year longer really didn't have a very positive effect at all. That was heavily worse than what I did before. Damn. So, yeah. I think that I'm fucked no matter what I do. Like, I'm essentially... yeah, bone. I thought it was Willow Springs, the one that was gonna filter me. Well, that one will filter me most likely too. It's the drift also, the thing that is filtering me. No, that doesn't work. That does not work. Well, I could try the Lamborghini again, but I also kinda doubt that the changes I made are gonna be extremely good. Yeah, that track is hard, but I mean, I tried with different configurations and I couldn't change it, and I feel like since the point system is so shitty, it's like there has to be something that will work better. I'm gonna try the sector shootout again. I mean, the thing about the sector shootout is that, yeah, like I could ignore it and focus on the other ones exclusively, but not really, because you will need the points from this shit anyways, you know? Yeah, and that Rudy Chen is just... oh wait, it wasn't Rudy Chen here, the one that got the points. So I'm basically also losing to the shovers. Nice, that's good to know. Like, I cannot even deal with the... oh, what the fuck? Nice. Pretty good. I don't know what to do. This seems like it's completely lost. Should I deploy the Sonda? Like, part of me wants to deploy the Sonda. Should I? Is deploying the Sonda a good idea? Because right now it really makes me want to deploy the Sonda. I feel like I 100% should. Also, yeah, the drivers might be stoners, but I still cannot really go as fast as they go, so... well, yeah, they seem like they always crash there. I mean, I have the same issue anyway, so... yeah, I don't know, dude. Absolutely nothing I'm doing is working. Nothing. Not a single thing. Okay. So, theoretically, the problem is that I don't know how you can use that token that made your... that can make you claim a car for free, because I'm afraid that I put purchase and it's gonna use money, which kinda defeats the whole purpose. Because I want to try the Sonda, but yeah, like, if I put purchase and it wastes money, what do I do? Okay, a free car marker, there you have it. So we have the Sonda, at least just to see how it is, you know? Since it was free and it's the most expensive car in the game. I also am thinking of doing like quick customization, because at this point it might be what I need instead of doing it like, you know, manually. Like, let me just do this and see how well it works. Yeah, free Sonda. Yeah, I think that you get that marker for beating all of the regular race days, or at least, well, maybe it was a coincidence, but it happened when I got all of the race days. So whether it was a coincidence or not, I have no clue, but it might have been. Alright, so let's see if the Sonda again work better. I mean, stat-wise it has more handling, much less power and aero though, but I don't know, I don't even know if the stats mean anything at this rate. I feel like they don't, especially with the GTR handling so much better, despite having similar stats, you know? Well, we will try. We will try how it goes. I mean, it's a free Sonda, so it's not like I wasted any money to do this. So at least when it comes to horsepower, it seems to be way worse. We will see. Oh, I see, this is the thing that pisses me off. Like, by doing those fast packages, apparently that doesn't include nitro or anything. So I don't understand. They are not mutually exclusive then. Like, whether it's a fast upgrade or not, like, you can do both at the same time. Because I mean, you cannot do this shit without a nitro. I mean, I kind of want to check now, but it's just so weird to me. Everything, all this fucking game. Let's see. So this adds to the upgrades. They are not mutually exclusive, apparently. I don't understand, dude. I legitimately don't understand. I think that at this point I have given up on understanding. I just think that I forgot. Okay, well, this one is installed. So it installs some of them, but not all of them. See, for example, brakes are installed, tires are installed. Yeah, you install some of them. Okay, cool. The power one. Oh, so you install both to have all of the upgrades. Okay, well, yeah, well, too late now. Good to know, I guess. Alright. Well, that doesn't look half bad, I guess. So, yeah, these ones, like, there is no reason not to put the auto sculpt all the way up, apparently. Also, this one looks ugly as shit and it doesn't seem to increase. Well, actually, none of these increase the aero by a lot. At least the roll cage is useful for getting less damage, and well, the racing seat, we still don't know what it does, but apparently it does something. But no, I guess no, looks ugly. And here I will be willing to leave this color. I don't know, maybe with a different type. No, honestly, the metallic one, I mean, this one just looks perfect. It doesn't seem like it needs anything else. I mean, it looks perfect, but does it drive perfect? I don't know. I mean, honestly, after the whole Lamborghini fiasco, I'm a little bit scared. At least stat-wise, well, except for power, ironically, it's better than the Lamborghini, but I just don't know what to expect, dude. Like, this game has taught me to not expect anything, because I most likely will be wrong anyways. So yeah, better not expect anything. Just basically, like, I don't know. Forget about expectations, they do not exist. Not sure if I'm a fan of the acceleration on this thing though. This seems to have quite a lot of downforce, at least. It is very good downforce and it's not losing control whatsoever. Damn, this is actually crazy. This is very good. Unfortunately, apparently not enough to get that sector. Not sure why, but... Okay. I got too excited there. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. How are these people getting so high sectors despite doing a very similar time to mine? What am I missing here? Like, not to mention I'm about to overtake this guy and apparently he still has better times than I do. Wow, that was bad. That was light damage then. That's fucked up. It was light damage by merely, you know, grazing the wall. Holy fuck. But, okay, there's something about the points here. It's either bugged or I don't understand, because I'm losing by quite a lot, despite the fact that I'm literally in first place. Also, how is it going? Wasabi, you sent no message? How did you manage to do that? He sent an empty message. You know, I know about the quick handling and the power. Like, I understood that. Like, essentially, you want to get both of them so it installs every upgrade. Or you put a space them and it lets you. Nice validation that YouTube has. So, can you explain, Yannick, why, despite being in first place, I'm failing every single sector record? Like, what's the logic behind this? Well, I understand some of them, like why I'm doing them slower, but I feel like this doesn't really make much sense. Okay, so it seems that this sector shootout is simply... Oh, wow, nice value. It seems like it's especially shitty, so I should, I don't know, try the time attack. At least in the time attack, if you are in first place, it should be pretty much a victory. At least this Sonda does drive a lot better than I was expecting. Like, I was expecting it to lose control. Maybe the CPU started the sector with more points. Well, that would be complete bullshit if that's the case. Now, it seems that this thing does struggle with very slow corners. Well, you will say that every car struggles with very slow corners, but yeah, this thing doesn't seem very good with them. Oh, and the final section of this track is gonna be so fucked up because it's a fast straight, but you can hit the wall so easily because it's so narrow. Yeah, especially there, you know. I don't know what to do. I think that I might need to call it quits here. This is simply not working. This is just not working. Also, let me check something else. Can the Sonda even do drift? Because I mean, it's a rear thin car, but I don't know if it can. Yeah, it can. Okay, well, let me try putting it on drift and see how it does there. I don't have many expectations, but at least I want to beat something, because right now, I mean, you know, I'm in a slump. You know, a very bad slump. Okay, so here, there are some upgrades that you need to get when you switch to drift. It's just that I don't know which ones. Wait, suspension is one of them, isn't it? Yeah, no, it isn't actually. Wait, it says own, but are these actually equipped? I think they... Oh, I think they were not equipped. Does it even say when they are equipped? Yeah, it says install. Okay, well, good to know. Yeah, the tires are the ones that are different for drifting, specifically. Everything else seems to carry over. And the body, we already say the body kit here. Tuning it to maximum cheese. And then, well, the roll cage, I guess. Oh, then, this thing is even scarier when it comes to... crashing, because especially in this track the chances of crashing are so extremely high, you know. Now the problem is that if I use the Sonda for drifting, I essentially have no car for... Well, I'm not gonna worry about that. Because, I mean, if I do manage to beat either the race or the Drift Kings, I unlock their cars, so that shouldn't be a problem at that point. So how is the Sonda gonna do this, I wonder? Well, I mean, doesn't seem that much better than the Corvette, honestly, not to mention that it will be certainly way more expensive. But yeah, so far these are the same points I got with the Corvette, actually. Yeah, this is exactly the same as the Corvette so far. Damn. Fuck. I don't know what to do. What I could simply do is tell these two kings to go fuck themselves respectively and simply do the Showdown King and be done with it. Because I'm assuming that beating the Showdown King is enough for the game to be considered beaten by the game itself, I mean. So I think that these two are gonna have to suck a cock. It's just that keep in mind that the Showdown King does the drift in this same track, so it's not like it's magically gonna be easier, you know? It won't. But yeah, theoretically, this is the best car in the game, so if I cannot do it with this, what could I possibly do? Nothing. I basically eat shit. I understand this track is hard and all of that, so what? Cool, it's hard, how do I beat it? You know? I feel like this chicane is broken. The fact that you don't get points there is pretty much what's making you not reach the points you need. Like, if you did get points there, you will get enough points to win, but you don't. Damn it, dude. At least I learned that you essentially get free markers for simply entering a race day. I think that you get 2 or something like that, so I think that I am less concerned about the markers now. Like, I'm gonna use them more. Steam Launch got the gamepad working for me, nice. Yeah, that's an old trick that I heard about a very long time ago, that if you run a game that is for a PC game, obviously, that is not on Steam, you can still add it to Steam and you get the benefits of a Steam input for free. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you managed to do it. I guess that's what I will need to do when I eventually play Need for Speed Shift, though quite honestly, considering that Shift is most likely gonna be like this game, I don't think I'm very interested in doing that. Just destroying the Sonda for free, just to teach him a lesson, you know. It doesn't matter what track it is, it seems that reaching that score is simply not possible. The only, basically the last thing that I have to try here is changing the nitro so it increases the speed more, but it lasts less time. Because I'm assuming that that's the best thing that you could do for drift. But if it doesn't work, I run out of options. Like, there's nothing I can do. Alright. So I don't know where that is in engine. Yeah, nitrous pressure, right? Okay, so high pressure. I don't know what that means. Or boost is more power. No, no, I mean, I guess. I also don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna help, but it's literally the only thing I have. So unless there is a car that is magical, that is super better than every other one at doing this, like, I simply don't think I'm gonna win this. Like, I don't think, like, miracles cannot happen, you know. I don't know, I'm gonna start with this one. Just don't wanna restart the same ones over and over again, you know. But yeah. We will see. We will see how it goes. I could have also changed the suspension, but yeah, I really don't know. Ironically, that's less score than with the Corvette here. Like, I could do that one with 1,000 with the Corvette, but here apparently not. And I don't really think the nitrous pressure really makes any difference. Like, this is the same score that I got with Corvette at the end, at least. Damn, dude. It's fine. I could even use the nitro here at the beginning, it's just that usually the nitro doesn't tend to be very useful on low speeds. But I think that maybe what made the Corvette reach 1,000 was the high speed bonus that for some reason I didn't get in the previous attempt, but I did get here. And the nitrous drift is such a weird thing. As I say, it seems that it only works when you start the nitro before drifting, but if you are drifting and you use the nitro, it doesn't work. What sense does that make? I don't know, but apparently that's the way it works, so yeah, what can you do? I made the same mistake as before. What happens if you go off track? Does it at least respawn you? Well, it does respawn you, which seems like a better idea than trying to turn around and potentially losing score. Hold up, considering that I fucked up the last corner every single time, I wanna try again. But yeah, I don't think this is happening. So I probably will just try to do the Showdown King, and that's it, because this one is clearly not working. And that one did not count as nitro drift, I guess, as it didn't feel like it. I do enjoy the game basically destroying itself here. It's pretty funny, because that's that's exactly what's happening in my case. It's everything is crumbling. I simply cannot manage to figure out how to do this properly. And it's messed up because I'm also getting like the same score as I was with the Corvette, which makes me think that there is simply nothing you can do tuning wise or like with a different car to make this better. Like at this point it's basically being able to do it yourself, but I don't see how. Like this just doesn't look doable no matter what. Alright, I'll try to do the first one again, like the first drift event again, and if it doesn't work, I'll I don't know actually what to do. Yeah, I could go to the Showdown, but as I say, the Showdown has the same shitty track that this one has. Not to mention that I think the King gets to 3,500 points, so you need to get even more points than the ones you need here, so yeah, good luck with that. These are more points at least, but it doesn't matter if it's not enough. Yeah, that is actually enough points to win at least. Well, that's good news. Problem is that it's enough for this one. And there are 2 of these, so that will mean 2 victories, but we already saw that in one of them it apparently is not enough, you know? So yeah, good luck there. And yeah, I don't really think the nitro changed anything at all. Like, it seems like it's the exact same thing no matter what. And also, I think that those 3000 I got super lucky, because I tried to replicate it here and I couldn't. Yeah. I somehow did that previous corner super well in the first round. It doesn't seem like I can manage to replicate it. That wasn't that bad, I guess. At that point, I mean, I got the win, which is pretty cool, but... So, if 7,500 is what I will get from this, from each event, I think I need to do all of them, right? I mean, if I were to do 5, that will be... Yeah, 5 wouldn't be enough, it will have to be all of them. Yeah, I don't know if that's happening, honestly. I feel like I got that by complete accident. So yeah. It is what it is, I guess. I don't remember what the score splits were here at all. Well, that was more score than what I got before, so that's nice, I guess. But I don't know how much it could be enough. Because I still need to get the 3000, you know. I also wonder if that bonus, the nitrous drift, is something that you can do multiple times, or if just like the other bonuses you can only get them once per round. Wow, that hurts. I mean, that hurts my wallet more than anything else. I will use markers and all of that, but it's still pretty damn expensive, you know. But here, without a first place, you do not have a single chance of winning this, you know. You cannot even dream about it. Seems like using the nitro there at the beginning is a bad idea, like I always end up crashing. Shame that I hit that wall like that, that would have been 3000. Damn, 6th place, dude. I mean, yeah, I gotta do it again, because it's the same as nothing if I go like that, but... Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't want to sound repetitive, but I really don't know. This just seems like it cannot work no matter what. But even with or without the nitro, it seems that hitting that wall will happen no matter what. That's very bad. Alright. If I cannot get this in this attempt, I'm going straight to the Showdown King and try to beat that guy. Because anything else seems like it's gonna be a waste of time. Because it's simply not happening. If I was at least trying and I will see that, yeah, maybe a little bit more and I can get it, but no, it's not looking like it at all. Okay, that's enough waste of time. I'll go to that thing, to the, you know, to the Showdown King, though I'm not sure what to even use there, because I mean I could try the Lamborghini at least, the Lamborghini for racing and the Sonda for drifting. Yeah, I mean at this point might as well. So this one for grip, this one for drift, and I guess the GTR as a backup. Because yeah, it seems that trying to go for the Drift King and the other one is just a waste of time at this point. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And I don't know if this is gonna happen because of the drift. It might not happen either, but might as well try. And these are, by the way, the two most expensive cars in the game, like both the Lamborghini and the Sonda. They're quite funny. Now, the thing is that this race, I don't really need the Lamborghini to do this. I actually won this time attack with the GTR. In fact, it probably will be more comfortable here to use the GTR. The Lamborghini, I don't know exactly what it needs, but it still absolutely sucks balls at steering properly on, well, basically any corner, really. There's not much I can do. Oh, he crashed, by the way. Rio. Nice, pretty funny. Well, there is still, well, there are 4 laps in total, so... Though, actually, you know that that's not a good thing, because him being so behind me means that I won't be there to block him, which means that he could do the next laps very quickly. So this is not a matter of celebration, actually. It is not. Like, I should actually try waiting for him, because I don't think whatever. Well, I guess we are gonna be waiting for him, whether we like it or not. Okay, sure. I guess. And he ended up overtaking, good shit. I'm surprised that that didn't turn into major damage, but yeah, whatever. with that at least I kinda made sure that he's not gonna overtake. But I mean, he did overtake. I mean, getting a better time than mine. Oh, but he got a very close time. That's not good. I need to block him somehow again. Wow. Yeah, you're not gonna block him if you do that. Alright, you know that this was a waste of time. Like, I can do the same shit with the GTR and actually get it properly, you know? God damn it, dude. I don't understand. And I don't understand whoever was the asshole that thought it was a good idea to make this shit so hard to tune in a franchise that is known for being casual. Like, whoever did it, I hope it's not working anymore on anything. Like, fuck your simulation wannabe shit. The question is that I think with the GTR I was already ahead of this guy by now, so I don't think that's gonna work, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately that's not gonna work. Damn it, dude. I mean, I blocked him very early on the attempt that I won this, but I guess that I couldn't do it there. I guess starting with Nitro should be the right call. Or maybe not. I mean, I'm gonna use it again here, but you need to get ahead of him as soon as you can. As long as he remains behind me, it should be mostly fine. I promise that he's not staying behind me right now. That's a problem. Wow, that was a nice overtake. The problem is that here I'm out of nitro, so he overtakes once and yeah. The textures flicker in this track, as if it wasn't shit enough already, yeah, we also have the texture flickering. Wow, that's still not enough to catch his top time, really. Well, that is a problem then. Because even if you keep him behind, if you cannot get a better time than that, what are you gonna do about it? I should be able to get a better time than that. I mean, that's not supposed to be that fast. But if I do something like that, I'm not gonna get a better time. 53. Unfortunately. Oh, and he also got a better lap time there. Well, that's pretty nice. So I guess it was simply a fluke. The fact that I managed to win this last time. Well, I could use his slipstream here. It's just that if I let him go too far, he's actually gonna have a better time. No, this is not working out, dude.
There it is. Rio's getting some of his own back. Who knows? Maybe
I think I'm just gonna give up, honestly, guys. This is just not working out. And this is something that I don't even know how to Google either, because the tuning can be so complex that I have zero clue how you could make any of this better. Like, I simply don't have a clue on how to do it. Unbelievable, dude. But yeah, it is what it is. The one thing that I changed here was the ratio. This doesn't seem like it helped at all. But yeah. What about the brake bias? What was this? Oversteer or turning better? More brakes at the rear will make your car understeer or turning less. Okay. This will increase brake pressure or increase it too much and you will need better tires to regain traction. Leave it like that. I mean, the thing is that it's not just knowing what to do, because it's not like this game bothers being a simulator, you know. So the issue is that even if you were an expert on the subject, I feel like it will still might not be enough, simply because of the fact that you're trying to apply simulator logic to a game that is simply an arcade game. It's still an arcade game, just that it has dogshit mechanics trying to make it a simulator that is not. So let's see with this brake change it changes anything. I heavily doubt it though. Oh, the game crashed on top of it. Graphics device lost. Well, that's not true at all, because the stream is still going, so I don't think you lost anything. I think that, yeah, you just kinda suck. Well, that will be the perfect cue to be done with the game, but yeah. No, the stream didn't die. The stream is still there. So yeah. That's fucked up. Did it even auto-save the changes that I did to the car? I don't think they even matter in the first place, but... might as well check. Oh yeah, it even saved the fact that I enter this thing. Okay. I feel like, since it's pretty clear that this Lamborghini, well, same with the Son, that they both struggle accelerating from slow corners, that I have to look for settings that help with acceleration, but I don't know. I feel like some settings that help with acceleration are also mutually exclusive with with top speed, and that's something that you also need. I mean, you need both things, and my opponents have both things, but I don't, you know? Well, at least you managed to somehow maintain the lead, so that's cool. Not sure how long it's gonna last, but the handling is not really better. Like, here I'm basically doing the same thing that I did with the Nissan GTR in that attempt like yesterday. The fact that I simply kept him behind me and that's it. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. It's just that I guess this car is slightly faster, but I mean, everything that you gain on straights, you lose it on corners. Like, these things just cannot do much there. No, okay, careful. At this point, we already know that the amount of damage doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're just gonna use a marker. But yeah. Still, at least I guess it's important to not get into major damage, though I still haven't seen damage significantly reduce performance. I feel like that's something, like that's simply there to scare you and that's it, you know? Like, it's there simply to give you a scare into being careful not to take a lot of damage, but he actually got a better lap time. Well, I could get a better lap time myself if I use the nitros I have, actually. Okay, let's do that. Has to be 46, 47. Well, nice number. Promise that with this distance he might also get a faster time than that one, easily. Just because I'm not there to stop him. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I don't know what his time would have been, but the game doesn't care. Like, he could have gotten a better lap time, but the game apparently doesn't count it. So, nice. Cool. Alright. Though that event is not a problem. I already did it before. This is gonna be the problem. The damn drift. And I'm pretty sure this guy, the score he gets is 3,500. So yeah, I somehow have to do better than what I couldn't do in the previous events. And the worst part is that it's this variant, which is the one that I think so far I got the absolute worst result in terms of points. So yeah, good luck with that, I guess. Because I got 3,000 in only one of them. Not on this one. How many points are we talking about? Yeah, basically you need 3,500 and the problem is that I cannot even get 3,000. That's the issue. Well, pretty cool that that I cannot beat the game because of drift. Can't believe that a game that released like 4 years before this one, which was Underground 2, had the right idea on making the shitty ass drift events optional. But it seems that later they didn't learn their lesson. Not to mention that, you know, it's not even the fact that you need to remove them, but at least don't make them this hard. Because Carbon also had them, but it's like if it didn't have them because they were so easy. Or well, better yet, it looked like they had them because, at least since they were easy to do, you wouldn't think bad of them. Like, you would just think of an additional game mode and like as a good thing, because basically you have more content, right? Here, these drift events unfortunately fucking suck for the simple matter of Like, the difficulty being high, yeah, it sucks, because, I mean, Need for Speed is a racing franchise, not a drift franchise. But even forgetting that, is the fact that, like, it's so inconsistent with the points, and you cannot know exactly when you're doing well and where you're doing badly. It looks like the same shit either way. So yeah, I don't know what's the deal here, but I cannot get past this. So I think we are done here. Like, it's not like doing this multiple times is gonna change the result. Doing the same thing over and over again, unless there's RNG involved, is not gonna change the result. So yeah, I guess I could Google, like, I don't know, Need for Speed ProStreet drift blueprint or some shit. Basically looking up the drift meta. I will do that. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Need for Speed ProStreet drift. I'm gonna use the word meta. Actually. No, wait. This is not even for ProStreet. I don't think I'm gonna find this. Okay, let's see if GameFAQs. Okay, for drift they say that it's the Mazda RX-7 all stats stage 4. Yes, just do stage 4 in all stats, dude. Surely you can do that. Yeah, everyone is saying RX-7, huh? Yeah, everyone is saying RX-7. RX-7 this, RX-7 that. Well, there's one that says Supra. Yeah, I don't think that one counts. Though, considering that I have it, I could try. And they... Well, going lower... the RX-7 seems to be the most common answer. Which is... The issue with that is that I don't even think I have enough money to buy an RX-7 and fully upgrade it. I don't think I have. It's very sad, but with 500,000, I don't think it's enough money. I'll check, but I don't think it is. Let me see. No, dude. Leave race day. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, Carlot. So the RX-7. This thing. Well, at least it's cheap to purchase, I guess. And then, well, one guy was mentioning putting level 4 in everything, but yeah, that's not something I can really do, you know. Like, level 4 you unlock it by winning events, so I will have to actually farm it, and I'm obviously not gonna do that. So, this is all installed. The question is, does it mention anything about the body kit? Doesn't look like it does, I think. I mean, aside from having the level 4 upgrades, I don't really think it mentions... It says fully stage 4. That's not a possibility though. But I guess I could get the aerodynamic bullshit at least. Like this one, I guess. It makes it look so ugly, but at this point I don't give a fuck what looks ugly and what doesn't. Obviously. And I think that this don't really matter that much. Well, we will see how it goes. If this doesn't work, then yeah, it is game over and there's nothing I can do. At least it was pretty cheap to do. But only on level 3, not on the level 4 this guy suggests. So unfortunately, if I want to redo that drift, I will have to re-win the time attack. So I'm just gonna go into the actual Drift King events and see how it does there. And again, if it doesn't work, I tried everything and it didn't work. And it's fine. It's whatever. Like, it would be a shame for wasting so much time on this fucking game to end up not getting anything out of it. Well, I guess to not end up beating it. Technically, I did get something out of it, knowing that it fucking sucks, but yeah, not sure that that's a very useful thing. It has a very weird drift, honestly. It's like it starts slow and then it goes very fast. Though that's also not even close to the amount of points I will need. At least it's not very expensive to fix it, but yeah, doesn't seem like it matters. Yeah, someone was saying that the RH7 was recommended like with 700 or something of horsepower, but the issue with that is that yeah, without stage 4 on the upgrades you cannot do that, and unless you farm it there is no way you're gonna get them. That being said, I'm not really seeing this thing doing better than the Sonda. I mean, that's what the GameFAQs say, and I trust GameFAQs. Well, actually that was better. Just I don't know if it was better like that other event, that it was better simply because I got lucky. But we're about to find out. I mean, if it works, it works. Yeah, there goes the front corner. It honestly got in the way of the aerodynamics, so yeah, might as well. Well, it is true that the first corner it is getting more points for whatever dogshit reason. That the game thinks that that's more worth than the other drift that I do with the Sonda. But yeah. But at the same time, it's obviously all down to whatever you can manage. Keep in mind that those 3000s are still not enough if your idea is getting it's beating the Rio. Rio does 3,300, I think. So yeah, wouldn't be enough for that. But the thing is here, let's say that I managed to win this day, right? I will be able to unlock the boss car, and the boss car is also an RH7. And that one will probably be a lot better. Well, I hope. It seems that for whatever reason this thing magically does better. Keep in mind that this is the track that I struggle the most with the score, so that I guess is a good signal. But yeah, that means I have to win them all, unfortunately. Like, if I want to beat this day, like this race day, I mean, I have to beat all of the events. Well, it's fine. At least it's an alternative, but not sure how it's gonna go. Wow, almost 1,000 there, holy shit. Yeah, okay, with this you can very clearly see that the R7 here is the best one. Because this is something that, doing the same thing that I'm doing right now with the Sonda, I didn't get this amount of points. So aside from the fact that the Drift King uses the R7, how the fuck will you know that this car is supposed to be the one that you need to use? Like, what information in-game you could see and be like, oh yeah, this is the car that I need to use for drift? Because obviously I know that looking at the price is not a good metric, because obviously more expensive car doesn't mean it's gonna be better, so the Sonda not being better at drifting is understandable, but what do you look at to know that it's better? Like, yeah, it's not the price, it's obviously not gonna be speed. What is it then? You know? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Because it's like, yeah, look it up on GameFAQs. Yeah, GameFAQs indeed gave me the right answer. And what about the game itself? I mean, I know that you can share blueprints, like, in this game online. Well, not anymore, I guess, but you used to. But can you actually, like, do you have a place that says, like, popular blueprints and it shows the R7? Though that will also be very shitty, because you shouldn't be subjected to what other people do. Like, it's a single player game first and foremost, you know? Like, I shouldn't care what other players do or stop doing. But whatever, it seems that this might work. I mean, I already won 2 of them, and if I win this one, the other events are literally the same events, because, yeah, content. So, yeah. It means that if I could do these 3, I can do the other 3, obviously. And that means that this race day will be over, which is very good. I didn't check what it said about a grip car. It's just that regardless of what it says about the grip car, at this point I simply don't have enough money. Like, if it has to be another grip car than whatever I have, well, I mean, I would assume that it has to be something different from whatever I have, because with what I have, it clearly didn't show to be enough. Alright. By the way, another pretty funny thing. Fucking up your car like this and constantly crashing against walls for the game is worth more points than trying to do the whole thing without crashing. Pretty cool, honestly. Like, if I tried to actually go through the track avoiding the walls, I wouldn't get as much score as I'm getting now, simply because the only thing it cares is you actively be drifting, not the drifting itself. Like, it doesn't care if the drift ends in a crash, because it only counts the moments that you're drifting. Which absolutely make no sense. I mean, I don't know how drift competitions in real life give points to the contestants, but it cannot possibly be the same way that this shitty ass game does. Like, if in a drift competition you're constantly kissing the walls and your car ends up looking like this, I very heavily doubt you're gonna be the winner, you know? So it's just one of those things that, again, the game tries to be realistic in the worst places possible, while in the places that you know, it will be interesting if it was realistic. At least it isn't. So it's like, what's the point of even bothering with realism if it's gonna make things worse? You know? Because here the realism tries to go, and I have to repeat the word try, it tries to go on the how is it called? On all the tuning and configuration and shit. And then when it comes to, you know, things that are strictly gameplay related to what you actually do, it just makes things worse. You know, it's kind of like, I'm gonna give the opposite example. You know how there is a racing simulator called iRacing that is a simulator in basically everything. Like, it tries to simulate absolutely everything possible when it comes to the driving, the damages of the car, you know. It's basically one of the best simulators of the market, if not the best one. Also extremely expensive as well, but the point is that it's one of the best simulators, right? But there are some things that the simulator doesn't bother trying to make them realistic because it understands that it will be a pain in the ass. For example, when you enter the pits and you are about to get with your pit crew, the cars have no hitbox with each other. Like, you cannot possibly crash a car inside of the pit lane that has the crew members. Obviously that's not realistic at all, because in real life cars wouldn't phase through each other, they will crash, obviously. But they do it that way because if you wanted to make it realistic, having all the players like basically somehow be able to coordinate themselves, when that's something that in real life is done by the pit crew itself. Like, they basically talk with each other and over the radio to be like, okay, my guy is gonna enter here, so you should enter behind him or whatever, right? So they take the liberty to make something that, you know, will be a pain in the ass to replicate both for the developers and the players. They take the liberty to not make it realistic. And it's not the only thing. For example, when it comes to qualifying, in real life, a qualification happens with basically all the cars at the same time. Like, it's not like they are gonna leave the track empty just so one person can qualify. They all qualify at the same time, with all the annoyance that brings, of course, because essentially basically cars can run into each other. You can lose on a good time, because like on a good lap time, because someone else is getting in your way or entering pits or exiting pits, right? Well, no problem. iRacing solves that by actually making everyone qualify alone. Is that realistic? No, it isn't. But it's done that way because otherwise it will very clearly ruin, or well, not ruin, but it will worsen the experience of the player. And since we are not in real life and we can take liberties, they decided to take that liberty to make the experience better, you know? So essentially what I'm trying to say with all this bullshit that basically you're thinking, what the fuck does this have to do with this game? I don't give a fuck. It has to do with the fact that this game does the opposite. This game basically is realistic on the parts that are negative to the player. Like, for example, in real life, if you bring your car to a competition, you obviously have to pay for the damage. Like, yes, like you will have to pay for everything that happens to your car unless you have sponsors. And even at that point, you're essentially using sponsor money on something that you could be using for something else, right? Unless there is a clause that specifically says that they are gonna pay for repairs or whatever, but like, you are essentially on your own. So this game replicates that, like it makes you pay for repairs. But the problem is that, I mean, with how often you are gonna try these events, and the fact that, you know, at the end of the day it's still an arcade racing game, you're gonna be crashing a lot. So half of the money is basically gone in repairs, when the only thing that does is basically, you know, make it worse for the player, because every attempt that he does is like he has to, you know, he cannot give it his all, because he knows that if he risks too much, he's probably, you know, gonna have to spend money on it. And of course that can play into the game itself, like that's a thing. I didn't mean to press that. That's a thing with the game itself, like you're playing with the risk, right? But I think that it just doesn't work for me, you know? Like, I feel that at that point, like, don't even bother with that. Because the game itself is not a simulator, you know? That's basically my biggest complaint about this game. I wouldn't say it's not the only one, because I mean, I still think the UI of this game is the worst in the series so far. Like, there are sometimes legitimately when I'm picking the race day in the career map that I cannot tell in what event I am. Like, the light that shows up that tells you in what event you are currently positioned is so shitty that sometimes it makes you doubt where you are. But that's not enough. It's also the fact that when you move through the events, it's hard to tell if you're intended to press right, up or down to move into a different day, you know? And that's also without counting the multiple things when it comes to prompts, like using money or using markers to repair the car. The fact that marker is the first option, despite being a limited resource. Well, so is cash, but I guess, you know, it's less limited. Though honestly, looking at how the markers replenish every time you start a new race day, it's also, I don't know, maybe they are quite numerous. And that's also another problem the game has, like the lack of transparency. Like, you never know when something that you do will have an impact or not. Like, for example, I mean, the biggest example is with the tuning. Like, you could basically break your head trying to do a good tuning by reading the description and whatever, which I still feel that it's something that you should never do in a fucking Need for Speed game. But it's okay, let's take the fact that it's a Need for Speed game away for a moment. But even if you try paying attention and you try to reason the changes and all of that, it's still not something that you can really figure out on your own. Like, for example, like, by using all the logic I could muster, I took the Sonda, that is theoretically the best car in the game, and I tried to read specifically the different things that affect the handling. And I still wasn't able to make a better car for drifting than this one that I simply purchased, and I use every upgrade at maximum, and I didn't even bother with the tuning, and this car does a lot better than the Sonda. Why I don't know, but this car does better than the Sonda no matter what. And that's the explanation. Like, the game won't tell you why. Maybe there might be a player that in a YouTube video or something maybe actually explains why this thing is so good. I don't know. But I'll tell you that the game itself won't tell you why. If anything, as I said before, it can show you that the Drift King uses the RH7, so you could be like, oh, I could use it too. But that's also a little bit of a shitty logic, because the previous two kings, which are basically the Drag King and the High Speed King, they both had very shitty cars for what they did. Or at least they were not better than what I was using. So, the worst one was the high speed one, because with the drag one you could say something like, well, yeah, you were only able to win because Yannick told you about the gears. Yeah, that's true. But in that case, pay attention to the other one, to the high speed one. Basically, with the Viper, that is the car that you get by default without needing to spend any money. With that car, without touching anything because it was the pre-tuned configuration, that car was objectively better than the King's car, because it wasn't the typical me cheesing the AI to make them fuck up, or them, you know, getting total because, you know, they got unlucky. Like, even if they didn't get on total, I was like objectively faster than the King on those events. So that's also a logic that doesn't really, like, it's not perfect either, because if you follow that specific example, like, what's the point? You know, like, why would I believe that the RH7 is any different? Well, by the way, I dominated this, and it's no wonder. I mean, after all, I got the car that GameFAQs told me about, so yeah, it's obvious. That's unbelievable, you know? That's actually unbelievable. I'm kinda curious, again, to see what they say about grip, because I didn't pay attention since I didn't care, but now I'm curious. I guess while it loads I could try seeing... Well, it didn't take too long to load. Okay, never mind, let me check it regardless. So for grip they say that, well, ironically the Nissan that I'm using, so yeah, no shit, that car works super well, but it doesn't have enough power. Someone else says the Mitsubishi Lancer. Well, another one, the Nissan GTR. Well, they mentioned the Porsche and the Lamborghini as well. The starter car, one of them says, and again the Porsche. The Porsche, again, okay, the Porsche seems to be the winner so far. Someone say for the RH7 for grip. Well, the GTR appears again, the Lamborghini as well. Well, Porsche appears again. Yeah, I mean, the issue is that, well, I'm using them and they wouldn't be working, you know? That's the problem. Like, I'm using them and their handling is simply not... I mean, it's basically one of the two. With the Nissan GTR, the handling is wonderful, it's amazing. But the problem is that it has no power, or at least not enough power to compete against the opponents that I get in the King days. And then the Lambo has the absolute opposite problem, and so does the Sonda. Like, it has all that power, but a very shitty handling. Oh, and now, okay, in the final day of the drift, they are actually having like the highest score possible for the drift event, so you have to do 3,500 here if you wanna win. At least this track is not as shitty as the previous one, so it's possible that I might be able to pull it off, but I can definitely, I clearly can pull it off. Hey, look at that shit, holy fuck, 5,000. I think it's not the first time that I get 5,000 like that. I think I got that with the Corvette. But I mean, this is the very clear difference between that shitty ass track on the previous one and this one. So do you still want to do your tier 1 challenge, Yannick? I feel like if I were you, I will reconsider right now. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna tell you not to do it, because you can do anything you want. But yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Like, yesterday I say that, yeah, no problem, because the kings are shovers. But honestly, drift is a piece of shit. You're worried about grip? Well, grip can also be a problem, yeah, because it seems that the opponent cars are in a completely different level at some point, no matter what you use. Well, with drift, what, you plan to use the Hachiroku? But the problem is, can you even get good points without taking the car out of its tier? Because you know that the cars have variable tiers, right? I'm pretty sure. Like, a car, depending on the upgrades it has, could be tier 2 or tier 3 or, well, tier 1, I guess. Like, I could be wrong about that, but I think that's the way it works. And if that's the way it works, I'm afraid that your initial plan is not gonna work very well. Because if you keep a tier 1 car with tier 1 stats, I don't think you're gonna get the points you need, right? At least that's how I interpret it. I'm just looking at their tier in the car load. Yeah, but that's the problem. Like, earlier, essentially, I configure the Corvette in a way that the tier, like the Corvette was tier 3 and it got downsized to tier 2. So, unless you specifically tell yourself, well, it doesn't matter what tier they are after upgrades, it only matters what the initial tier is. If that's the case, then sure, no problem. But if you're actually talking about the final tier, I don't think tier 1 will be possible. I'm just saying that it might not be possible. Hey, don't let that stop you. I mean, you can still try. Problem is that it's gonna take you a long time to try, because it only becomes a problem on the final events, not on the first ones. I'm making diamonds out of coal. Yeah, I can imagine. And yeah, out of scoring zone. And how do you explain that? Are you seeing this shit, dude? Do you see that and think that's normal? Like, basically in the grass against the wall, and I got like 1,000 points out of that. That makes sense, honestly. This game is a simulator, pretty much. Well, at least these are different variants, it's not the same shit, but yeah. Pretty nice simulator we have here, honestly. Very cool. Amazing even. Fantastic as well. Truly, truly fantastic. Fantastique, as the French will say. Speaking of French, all these games kinda forgot about... Well, actually, Carbon had their... I'm specifically talking about this one, I guess, because Carbon and Most Wanted had the Renault Clio, but this game doesn't have French cars, does it? Like, I don't remember seeing a Peugeot. I don't remember seeing a Renault. And even though, yes, those are not the only two French brands in the world, they kinda are the only ones that they tend to use. So I think that there is no French representation in this game. Well, not even a French track, I guess. Unbelievable. And they have the gall to use the word garage, that as far as I know comes from French. Very, very rude, honestly. Very ungrateful. After all the French have done for you, and this is how you repay them. Well, at least I got the satisfaction of using the Peugeot 200 seats in Underground 1. That was very cool, honestly. Also, you know what's not cool? The fact that here my score is not being enough. That is certainly not cool. Oh, that was not enough. Team, really? And such a shitty ass result, man. Fuck this race. I mean, I have 3 other ones I can do, so that's not an issue. Like, so annoying. Yeah, let me do... Well, that's the same one, so you can suck a very fat cock. I started a career and you start with parts that are better than the pre-tunes they give you? Oh, really? I didn't even know you started with parts in the first place. So basically the Nissan 240, if you tune it yourself, you can have a better result than the pre-tuned one? That's fucked up. Do they at least tell you that? Because I mean, the thing is that at the beginning, they were dumping so much information that half of it went through me. But maybe they did mention it. Because I didn't even know that you got parts aside from having a free car, you know? So yeah, a little bit weird. They have body kits with a lot of iron. Oh. Yeah, but those body kits are I think are available for every car by default. Like, I'm not sure exactly why, but I think that every car has that option. So it might be that, I guess. Yeah, I don't really understand what it does. Because technically you're not installing any body kit, like you're simply... I don't know what it does. I mean, as I say, understanding this game is a very hard thing. Wow, look at that, those points, holy fuck. Oh shit! Team, 8,700? That's the most I got. That was so much score, holy fuck. Yeah, no wonder I broke the track record, might as well. Alright, so we can do this one for last, and this will make the Drift King come out. So at least with the Drift King, and getting his car, I should be able to beat Rio without any issues. That was a super good drift. See, like that drift should have been worth way more than it was worth, because it was super well done. It was extended for a long period of time and even through multiple corners. But no, because it's a longer track, it isn't worth that much, because basically, you know, fuck you, I guess. But then you have this, well, this also, I guess, not worth that much either, but the fact that it's worth anything is an insult. Yeah. Pretty cool. Honestly, very, very nice. Also, by the way, something that I was thinking about, the Porsche being the recommended grip car makes sense, since it's basically the one that beats your ass mercilessly in the King days. Like, that's the reason why I cannot beat that grip King day, because of that piece of shit being there. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, great drift, I'm sure that was. Well, here I don't really need that much score. The problem is that going on last place is not gonna be enough points, because I need, I think, 4,000 and something, so that kinda sucks. I cannot avoid getting out of the track on this corner. Much as I try and try, it doesn't seem to matter. That sucks so many volts. Like, this is not gonna be enough to score. It's like you really want me to waste as much time as possible, because now I will have to do the remaining event to reach that amount of score, I guess. Making me waste this much time, unbelievable. It's fine. Shit. I mean, honestly, here, just get like the 2,000 points you need to dominate the day, and that's it. Like, don't worry about winning the event, because you're not gonna win it. No matter what, you're not winning. I guess that attempt, if I didn't go off track on the final corner, would have been pretty close. Yeah. I want to believe that those 2,000 points are enough to beat the event. Maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know. Sleep. The handling on this thing kinda leaves a lot to be desired. Obviously, since it's used for drifting, it doesn't really need to have good handling specifically, but it's very hard to maneuver the drift with it. Alright. That should at least be enough to finish the race day. Well, something that I'm afraid here is that, well, obviously against the Drift King you cannot have the luxury of not winning, so I don't actually know if I can win. Because you might be thinking, well, why do you want to, like, why do you care about the Drift King? But I'm pretty sure that with this car I cannot beat Rio on the drift events. And the Drift King has this car, but in theory it should be better in every way. I want to believe at least it's gonna be better in every way. Hey man, I ended up going on last place. That's pretty cool. Doesn't matter, that's enough to dominate.
What do we have here? Oh yeah, Aki Kimura, ladies and gents, aka the Drift King himself. Aki had to come defend his crown, because Ryan Cooper, he's been so hot going sideways.
Alright. Well, let's deal with his ass. Let's see what he can do. Total repair... Wait, progressive insurance total repair marker. Does that mean that you can mark a car to not get not need repairs? That would be pretty interesting. I should give that to the Sonda, yes. Like the Sonda so far, and I'm pretty sure that it's the most expensive car to repair in the game. That's pretty interesting. And you start here. Bro, why do you even have the exact same fucking track as the previous day? Are you out of your mind? Why would it be the exact same track? I guess you haven't heard of the word repetitiveness. Turn mechanic off. Yeah. Also, the girl here does a different pose for the start. For some reason they thought it was a good idea to make the king drive on the exact same track that you should drive in. Like, pretty cool idea, honestly. At least it's not in the Japanese highway one, but I'm struggling just as bad. Well, not just as badly, but keep in mind that here anything less than 3,500 will not be enough. Wait, if I restart I have to smoke the whole intro from the beginning. I cannot skip it. Like, I'm pressing every button and it doesn't let me skip it. That's such an I wanna be the guy thing, dude. Like having an unskippable boss intro every time you restart it. Amazing, actually. I didn't think this game could sink lower, but every time it surprises me more. Every time it pulls something out of its sleeve. Like, it's a box full of surprises. I wish it didn't had this many surprises, honestly, but yeah, it does. Fuck. That's not enough points. Well, if I don't want to eat that intro again, I better win this here. But yeah, will that happen? I'm not so sure. This here I'm getting some good points. I don't wanna chintz it, but that should be more than enough. Well, I'm not sure if more than enough. That will be enough. Because I doubt that he's gonna get more than 3,500, but you gotta be careful there. Because it would have easily not been enough. Now, unfortunately, like here I'm looking at the clock and I actually don't think I can beat this shit today, unfortunately. And not to mention that not going against the Grip King will taste so empty, you know? Like going against everyone except the Grip King. But the problem is I don't want to play this game tomorrow. That's the issue. Like I don't want to waste another stream on this game. But unfortunately that is probably the only alternative here. So yeah, that's a problem. So I guess at the end of the day Willow Springs ended up filtering me after all. I guess the real filter was the drift. I guess the moral of the story is that after all these years, GameFAQs is still an invaluable source of information. Like GameFAQs is really, really good. It really is. Seems that you can always trust it. I wonder how those people figure that out by themselves. Because unless you do trial and error, I don't see... Well, trial and error or you see someone else doing it. Like they were very confident, the majority of them at least, to say the R7. The R7 is the best one for drift. Okay. Interesting. Now, interestingly enough, this moron is having less score than not only me, but the opponents that we had in the previous day as well. Pretty cool. Very, very nice king. That being said, he could very easily get a better score on this round. and that will be bad. Yeah, unfortunately I failed to get a better score, so I gotta pray that he doesn't get 3000 or better, but he could easily get it. And that's what it's expected. And he didn't. Damn. The Kings are not beating the fraud allegations, dude. Well, and they are certainly not beating me either. I think that they are not beating anything. But then, that's messed up. Quite messed up. Very messed up. Oh yeah. Yeah, unfortunately this one I cannot expect to get a good score. But not like I have a choice. Not something you choose here, after all. Also, there's something that I've been thinking. Something that I could try for the grip events is see if my GTR has stage 4 upgrades. Because I don't know if, like, I probably unlock a couple, it's just I probably didn't unlock the ones that matter, perhaps. I could have, and I don't know. Because if I manage to make that car go faster, that's all I need to win the grip events, because the handling is not an issue, you know? It's only the lack of power that is an issue. At the same time, the fact that thing with the stage 4 upgrades is that you gotta get so extremely lucky, you know? You gotta get extremely lucky, because not only the upgrade showing up is in itself something that will happen or not, like you could get a marker or you could get cash, but on top of that you could also get a part that is not for your car, and on top of that you could get a part that is not level 4. So the chances of getting a level 4 part are extremely low. In fact, that the whole system is very shitty, to add on top of the multiple shit this game has. It also has that. Pretty cool. Pretty amazing. Unfortunately, this is not gonna be enough. You had to crash there at the end, of course. Yeah, and that was major damage even. Yeah, unfortunately, on that round, the boss got 3000 points, so... On the right side, he's not getting 3500 points. So I don't need to do this that well, but I need to do it well enough. And that's a problem in itself. The announcer got excited. Okay, that should be enough to win. Yeah, like that will be enough to win. Damn, I can't believe that I made such a gigantic difference here. 4,300. He's not beating that. Like, no AI is beating that score, so yeah. And much less the Shower King. Yeah. You know what? I feel like this is gonna be a super mistake, but if I somehow manage to make the GTR competitive, I will really want to beat the game today. Wait, what am I doing? No, keep going. I was out to restart. I'm a moron. You obviously don't restart with that amount of points. Like, are you crazy? Sorry, my bad. I short circuit a little bit. No, I was out to say I wanna beat this today, even if it takes me a 4-hour stream. And today is really not a day that I should be doing a 4-hour stream, but the alternative being needing to do this on another stream is a way worse alternative, you know? Like, that alternative is one I don't want. So I think that, yeah, unfortunately, the problem is that I don't even know if a 4-hour stream will be enough. Because if my idea is also doing the Grip King, I don't know, probably won't be. Not to mention, I don't know how many attempts each thing is gonna take. I mean, maybe by leaving what is remaining, I could feel another full, like, 3-hour stream, but what if it doesn't? That's what I don't want to. And even less when there is so little remaining to do anyways. Alright, so that's enough to beat this Shower King. Oh, he got a good amount of points there, actually. Not enough though. Alright, so give me that car. Yeah, you know what, like putting yourself on top of that car, you're basically dirting the car that is gonna be yours, right? Like, that doesn't seem like a very nice thing to do, yeah. As you wish. So I'm the Drift King against any forecast, and I unlock this thing. I want to assume it's better than the R87 I have, but... Alright, let me check first of all a couple things. Well, first of all, that car. Well, according to this, it has less control. So I'm actually not sure if it's gonna be better. It might not be. Will be fucked up, but at least stat-wise it's not looking like it. It does have more power though. No, but what I wanted to check is this. Because with this thing, do I have any stage 4, any meaningful stage 4? Well, this one for example. Though honestly the difference doesn't seem that big. I mean, probably any difference will help, but it actually seems that it was only that one, and that's it, nothing else. Okay, and a nitrous thingy. Sure. But one thing that I didn't do to this car is the body kit, like the stock auto sculpt. But I could also do this one that looks ugly as shit, but... Yeah, with the auto sculpt, I just don't understand the fact that by increasing this, you will always have like better stats. At that point, it just doesn't make any sense not to do it. I doubt that that's gonna make a big difference, but I could also hear, since the maximum speed, well, it doesn't even tell you what the maximum speed is for whatever reason. That's weird. Well, whatever. So I want to test, well, we're gonna be testing the same thing, I guess, at the same time, which is, I want to see how this thing will do after those modifications, which is probably the exact same shit. And then with this R87 to see if I can do the event or not. I think they reversed the top speed slider by accident. Well, but does that mean that you're actually taking out top speed then? Which is a bad thing. Well, it's a bad thing for this particular case. It wouldn't be a bad thing for like the Sonda or the Murcielago. We will see. Though I honestly don't know how they recommend the GTR for grip events, considering that it just lacks power. That's the problem. Like, that's what it needs and that's what it doesn't have. But you know, whatever modification I did clearly is not gonna help. They mentioned this one, the Porsche and the Lamborghini. So I don't know what you're supposed to take from that. But what I know what to take is that this ain't gonna work. They made the top speed go up when it should go down. Yeah, it's just that I wonder how it counts at the end of the day. Like if it counts for... If it counts... Fuck, what am I trying to say? Like if the game inside counts as the top speed going higher or not. Because even if the speed shows being higher, maybe the game doesn't consider it higher. According to the dyno test, it does go up. Oh, nice. Oopsies. That seems like a pretty major thing, you know? A little bit wild that they didn't realize. It's fine. I guess it happens. Mistakes were made. That final straight is so messed up no matter what. The only reason why I'm doing this is to test if the Mazda RH7 that the boss gave me is enough to beat this guy, because keep in mind that with the score that I got, it wouldn't be enough with the other RH7 that I have. Well, it wouldn't be enough to beat this boss, I mean. So that will be a problem. Now this guy is most likely gonna have a better lap time than me here. Yeah, correct. Not by a lot, but we already saw that it doesn't seem to matter that much, because it doesn't count his final lap if you're the one that finishes first. So as long as you save the nitro for the final lap and you essentially let it rip, you should be able to... Oh, fuck. Well, if you do this, it's not gonna happen, I guess. Honestly, I just want to leave this here, because I'm getting quite pissed off right now. I could also turn the Sonda back into a race car and do this with the Sonda. I mean, we already saw how the Sonda actually struggles with slow corners. It's not like this Lamborghini is doing much better, honestly, but I think it might have better acceleration. I could be completely wrong, though. Yeah, it's fine. This thing, at least the first lap is irrelevant since they are both times that are gonna be vested later anyways, but it's so annoying having to redo this shit. And I'm pretty sure there is a sector shootout in another one of these, so not sure how we're gonna do that one. I mean, I'm assuming that since you can easily crash against the opponent, it shouldn't be a problem, but it could also be a problem. Wow, nice. Alright, no, I don't think I'm gonna do this now. I'm really getting pissed off, but I will try one more thing, which is turning the Sonda back to a race car and see how that one does. But if I don't get a good result, I'm gonna leave this for some other time. And some other time might not precisely be tomorrow, you know, it could be any time. I don't really care, honestly. Right. You have to purchase the quick upgrades. Well, I guess it's because it doesn't use exactly the parts that you purchase. Like, it uses some of another brand, but it's like, who cares, right? Yeah, whatever. So be it. Okay, so we did that, and now, so the body kit was this one, yeah, and we went full in with this shit, and we didn't add anything else. Well, we did add the roll cage, and that's it. Even though I know it's not enough, I wanna try with this default configuration again, simply to remember how it looked like. I know that I need to make the steering better and all of that, just wanna see, you know. Like, let me see. Yeah. Oh, there is something I just realized, which is something that I more or less expected. Or maybe I misinterpret. Say to beat the 3 showdowns in career, but I think it means the showdowns that I already beaten. It doesn't mean that there are 3 challenges against Rio. But that's something that I was thinking that could very easily be the case, that after this race day against Rio, there is a 3rd one that combines every discipline at the same time, which will make sense. I mean, will be annoying, sure, but it will actually make sense. That's the issue. Like, in those corners there, this Sonda is where it shits the bed. It does great in everything else, but in slow-ass corners it's so bad. And I really don't know how to remedy that, because like, obviously at that point you need better acceleration, but what do you even change? Because it's not like the Sonda acceleration is bad, it's simply not good enough on very slow corners. And I don't think that that's something that changing the gear ratio is gonna change. I mean, having shorter gears doesn't really mean that you're gonna have a better acceleration. Like, that has to do with the torque, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know how you could make it better when you already have all the upgrades. Maybe there is some specific tuning that could make that specific situation better, but I have zero clue. It's just hard to tell. Like, you can easily see that. Do you have anything to say about that, Yannick? Like acceleration on slow corners? Because the problem is that it's a very, very specific thing. It's not like how can I make my car faster, or, you know, how can I make it handle better. It's specifically when you're in first gear after a slow corner that it takes such a long time to go back up. Like, how do you even do that better? I feel like there's not much you can do at that point. You know? Like, it's maybe simply something that is a weakness of the car, and that's it. Like, you are bone. Like, you use another car, right? Wow, that's a pretty nice look. Alright, so since I beat this one, I will be able to see how the boss R87 does things, but I don't know what to expect. I hope it's better than the other R87, and more importantly, I hope it's enough to win, but will it? Who knows? Though I do like the way this car looks like a lot. Looks so nice. It's like it has absolutely dog shit acceleration, but that shouldn't really matter too much. That was certainly a long drift, alright. Yeah, the problem is that right there, well, it was enough to beat that score. Check the gear tuning, try setting all gears to the middle and the final drive to short. But you say that that will make every gear shorter by default, but will that really make a difference? Because, like, my problem is not the general acceleration of the car. My problem is simply the acceleration after a very slow corner. Like, after a regular corner, it's also not that bad. Like, it works well, but it's on the slowest corners, the part where it struggles a shit ton. Oh, that actually worked. Though I do believe you. Like, it might actually be there. Okay, please keep going here, guys. And please this guy not get a better score than this, because that will be a problem. That will actually be a problem. It seems that the difference between this Mazda and my Mazda are... like, there is no difference, basically. I fail to understand regardless why this final corner gives you so little score compared to what it should be giving you. It makes no sense with how long the corner is. That's... oh, that's worse than what I did. Okay. Wait, we might be able to beat this right now, actually. Will be nice. Promise that a sector shootout, my absolute nemesis. I mean, if I can beat this shit today, say goodbye to the game because you're not seeing it again. Basically, as much as it pains me not doing the grip king, like yeah, it can still go suck a cock. Though of course keep in mind that that's assuming I can beat this sector shootout. I already got completely cucked by one of the king days in that sector shootout against the Porsche that I couldn't do shit. And the same thing can happen here. Like, sector shootout is... If it wasn't for drift, I would say that it's the worst event type in the game, but... After seeing the bullshit that drift pull out today, like, it's very clearly worse. Shouldn't have wasted. I fucked up. I fucked up. Yeah, this one might actually cost me quite a lot. Quite a lot of attempts, but enough money if I didn't use the marker as well. Yeah, but that's not what I meant. There's also the chance, as I say, like, you could save and leave this one for tomorrow, and then I really do not want to do this tomorrow. I really do not. Hey, at least I got the last sector, that's something, I guess. The fact that he already got so many free points is not really what you want, much less in a 1v1 like this, where you can easily get the free points yourself. I feel like if you don't get the free points, it's a little bit like nonsensical to keep going. Like, the free points are very important here. What? Alright. Look, as much as it pains me, this will be the last attempt for today. I do want to beat this garbage eventually, but at least for today this will be the final attempt. Because honestly, aside from the fact that today I cannot really stay that much late on stream, it's also the fact that right now I'm a little bit tired of this shit. So yeah, it's for multiple reasons. So yeah, like that you get the records for free. Yeah, nice barrel, thank you for that. Every Need for Speed game has trash like this, but that doesn't make the whole game bad. This whole game is bad, yes. Not because of trash like this sector shootout, no. This game is bad for many other reasons that I basically say constantly during the playthrough. This game is definitely trash, yes. Like, it's not just one or two game modes. This game is trash for a lot of reasons. But yeah. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Oh, that's enough to win, by the way. Okay. So I can still beat this today. for now. Seems doable, but we will see.
The level of competition is very high at Super Promotion races.
Like, this next one is a drift event, though theoretically I shouldn't have any issues in this particular map, since I already did it well on that other day, so shouldn't make any difference here, I guess. Oh yeah, I remember. Like, for this one I did like a very specific drift on the first corner that pretty much carried the whole points until the end. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately that specific one was not enough. But that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can get a good attempt on this one. Ironically, that one wasn't a bad attempt at that corner. I blame the shitty ass scoring system of the drift event, so yeah, that wasn't a bad attempt at all. Even though it should have been. No, it was still an overall bad attempt. Not nearly enough score, unfortunately. Damn it.
You know, there's a driver who you gotta love. It's Ryan Cooper.
I will say that the car is not looking very good right now. At all. Still a good first corner. Because I'm struggling to make the other corners good enough. Yeah, that's better. But will it be enough? Yeah, it will be. It actually will be enough. Nice. So there's only one more remaining and it's simply a race, so it's not even anything out of the ordinary, which means that I should be able to pull it off without problem. I will even use the GTR, but now let's just be done with this trash already. Huh. Even have a cute intro. I don't think it's gonna be insane, because I mean I'm simply gonna block his ass whenever I need to, you know. Like, it will be insane if the AI actually did something about the blocking, but yeah, no. But that's assuming the game doesn't crash, because it already crashed once here. It might have been more of an emulation thing rather than the game itself, because it was the emulation program the one that crashed, differently from a previous crash that where the emulator kept going, but it said, hey, the game crashed, bro. It's over. It's so over. Wow, the texture flickering here is crazy. So if the game crashes, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, there's something about this track that drives the game insane. It also drives me insane, so I think I can relate to the game. the announcer was right about insane. Well, he might have been, I guess. It's more about the fact that the whole game turns you insane. Like, this is simply the cherry on top, you know? Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, I will say that it's more about that. I hope that beating this triggers the credit sequence and I'm fucking out of here. Because honestly, beating the... As much as I would like to beat the Grip King, I also think about the day before the King being so absurdly cancerous, and I immediately think I shouldn't. I immediately think it's a better idea to not bother with that. Also, yeah, my Sonda is doing pretty nice right now. My Sonda is certainly showing why it is a luxury car. I'm surprised it still doesn't say major damage. It could say it, but it's not. But yeah, that's quite a surprise. But hey, I'll take it. Alright, there you go. And that was free as expected, I guess. So, yeah, did we beat the game?
Ryan Cooper has come all the way from winning late night stream races to becoming our new showdown king. Oh yeah! And Rio Watanabe has given up his crown and his car, folks. Ryan Cooper has won it all. Ryan Cooper has become the new showdown king.
Yeah, and that's also so bizarre. Like, the fact that all this time you are this Ryan Cooper guy for whatever reason, you know? Pretty cool. I guess I'm the showdown king, yeah. So, is that even enough to trigger the end of the game, I wonder? It doesn't seem to be. Wait, there is a lock? Wait, you cannot do it again? Oh, wait a second. Don't tell me that to do the actual final event you need to beat every single of these things. Is that how it's gonna be? Hold up. I can try using this Lancer Evo, I guess. By the way, it was a Lancer Evo and not an Eclipse. So, interesting difference, but... Hold up, let me check. Because maybe this Lancer Evo could make this free, but man, if I go for everything here, it will be so fucking long, actually. It will be so absurdly long. Let me try it with this one, since this is what the Sonda struggle with the most, like the very slowest corners that you have here. Oh, let's see how it goes. I think that you do have to beat this other king to have like the final showdown, whatever it might be. How does this car even perform in a track like this? Let's see. Oof. Oh, this steering is so fucking stiff. Holy fuck, dude. Okay, I feel like the Sonda did a better job. Damn, this steering is so shit. I feel like even the Lamborghini without upgrades did better. This is so bad. Like, forget about the acceleration on the corner exit. This thing cannot steer. Like, this thing could probably have a magnet on the inner side of the inner walls of a corner and still not be able to steer. holy fuck, this is bad. This is, you know, one of those cases that it's very common in turn-based RPGs. You know, when you have like a villain that is, well, not a villain, but like a boss that is super hard, and when you beat him, he joins the party, and when he joins the party, he fucking sucks balls. Well, this is exactly how this feels right now. Like, this car in those events that I just did was like, look super fast and whatever, and look at how fucking shit it is here. Alright, well, I'm not tryharding this today. So it seems that that was not enough to beat the game, so pretty nice of the game to do that. Which means that it's not over yet, unfortunately. Like, apparently there is still something else at the end of everything that you only get by beating the Grip King, and then whatever might come afterwards, so I don't know if I'm gonna bother with that, honestly. But look, I'll give you no promises, okay? Like, I could either try this tomorrow or not. I won't promise anything, so just know that, so you don't get disappointed if I play something unrelated tomorrow. But yeah, honestly, the game wouldn't deserve it, but I will feel very bad about not finishing it. Not because of the game, but because of myself. It's like running away from a challenge, and especially in a racing game, that's something I will hate to do. So I will see what I'll do. Just know that this game doesn't even deserve the fact that I played it for even more than one stream. That's what matters. But in any case, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream, either with this or with something else, I don't know. But yeah, have a good one, and take care.